It is now 6:30 PM, August the 15th, 2017. We are at Ratcliffe City Hall, 411 West Lincoln Trail. The regular city council meeting scheduled for this date and time will now come to order. Before we begin our meeting, which we usually start with a prayer, I have some comments that I think should be made by any citizen in a position of leadership throughout this great nation of ours. It has to do with Charlottesville, Virginia. In Charlottesville, Virginia, last weekend, extreme groups expressed their views of hatred and racism through violence. In this country, they have the right to express those views. For the violence part of it, they should be severely admonished and severely punished. As the mayor of Ratcliffe, the most diverse city in the Commonwealth of Kentucky, I believe the vast majority of our citizens join me in condemning their views and condemning the deadly violence that they brought about there. I also believe the vast majority of our citizens join me in calling the demonstration what it was. It was an act of domestic terrorism perpetuated by white supremacist, neo-Nazi, and KKK members and supporters who clearly demonstrated hatred, bigotry, and racism, knowing that it would lead to violence. Ms. Riley, from All Nations Worship Ministries, would you now lead us in prayer?
Business accordingly. Father, we ask and we thank you for your countless blessings that you've bestowed upon our city and our community and our country. We pray for our elected officials that as they conduct business matters today, that you will guide their hearts and minds by your spirit, that you will allow them to make wise and godly decisions which are in the best interest of this city and this community. We pray that you will bless them, bless our people, bless our community, protect them, and keep us safe. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. All of you now remain standing and please join us in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Mr. England? Would you now call the roll?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Barbara Baker, Stan Holmes, Edward Palmer.
Here.
Tanya C. Brooks.
Here.
Kim Thompson.
Here.
Chris Yates.
Here.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. We do have a quorum.
The next item on our agenda is the approval of minutes. And the minutes for the July 10th, 2017 work session, which was presided by Councilman Yates, is in your packet. I hope you've had time to read it. And I would now seek a motion to approve those minutes.
So moved. Second.
Okay, you have both of those?
Who wants the second?
Tanya can have.
Oh, thank you.
We have a motion and a second for the July 10th meetings. Do we have any discussion? There's no discussion. All in favor of approval of those minutes, say aye.
Aye.
Anyone disapprove? The minutes are approved. That leads us to the minutes of the July 18th, 2017 regular meeting. You've also had that in your packet for a while, and I am looking for a motion to approve those minutes.
So moved. Second.
Was Yates seconding this time? I have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? There's no discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Those minutes are approved. That takes us to old business, and the only item of old business that we have is a second reading of an ordinance amending the City of Ratcliffe, Kentucky annual budget for the fiscal year FY 16-17.
Mr. Mayor,
Mr. Pike, please give us a second reading.
excuse me, sir.
This is our ordinance amending the City of Radcliffe, Kentucky annual budget for the fiscal year July 1, 2016 through June 30, 2017 by estimating revenues and resources and appropriating funds for the operation of the city government. Whereas an annual budget proposal and message has been prepared and delivered to the City Council, and whereas the City Council has reviewed such budget proposals and made necessary modifications, now therefore be it ordained by the City Council of the City of Radcliffe, Kentucky. Section 1, that the annual budget for the fiscal year beginning July 1, 2016 and ending June 30, 2017 is hereby amended as follows. Under anticipated revenues, under general fund, insurance premium taxes amended to read $2,791,000. Occupational fees amended under general fund to read $3,257,800. Fines, fees, and forfeitures amended under stormwater utility fund to read $37,500. Other category under anticipated revenues under general fund amended to read $371,100. Charge for services under stormwater utility fund column amended to read $919,000. Total resources available under general fund amended to read $11,727,200. And under stormwater utility fund amended to read $3,201,600. On the appropriation side, Administration Department under general fund is amended to read $1,113,300. Fire Department amended to read $2,509,650. Public Works Department amended to read $1,306,100 under general fund side. Column, excuse me. Parks and Recreation Department amended to read $719,550. Economic Development Planning and Building Department amended to read $639,300. Capitalized Fund Appropriations under General Fund column amended to read $1,100,500. And under Stormwater Utility Fund is amended to read $253,800. Stormwater Utility under Stormwater Utility Fund column is amended to read $2,947,800. Total appropriations under General Fund amended to read $11,727,200, and under Stormwater Utility Fund column is amended to read $3,201,600. That is the second reading, Mr. Mayor. Need a motion second to enact.
Do you have a
the
motion?
ordinance.
So moved. Second.
Motion and a second. That was Yates and Thompson. Okay. Any discussion? If there's no discussion, just let me give you a reminder that we're willing to go into our reserve fund to the tune of $200,000 for roads, $135,000 for land purchase, $111,000 for the pool, $42,000 for the cooling tower, plus elevator repair and mold remediation, and we didn't have to go into the reserve fund for any of that.
That's good.
Okay, have a motion and a second. If there's no further discussion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Roll call vote for that,
Oh,
please,
yeah,
Mayor.
yeah, we'll do a roll call.
Okay. Edward Palmer.
Aye.
Tanya Seabrooks.
Aye.
Kim Thompson.
Aye.
Chris Yates.
Yes.
Okay, the motion passes. That's the only item we have for old business. Under new business, we have a first reading of an ordinance of the City of Radcliffe concerning the use of fireworks, and we need a sponsor before the first reading.
Mayor, I'll sponsor the first reading of ordinance City of Radcliffe concerning the use of fireworks.
Mr. Pike?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, Mr. Yates. This is an ordinance of the City of Radcliffe concerning the use of fireworks. Whereas the City Council of Radcliffe, Kentucky has the authority pursuant to Kentucky Revised Statute Section 227.750 to enact ordinances affecting the use of fireworks within its jurisdiction. And whereas the Radcliffe City Council desires to regulate the use of fireworks within the city by designating times when fireworks may be used and the manner of using fireworks, so as to provide reasonable times and opportunities for the enjoyment of fireworks by the residents of the city, while still safeguarding the public health and safety. Now therefore be it ordained by the City Council of Radcliffe, Kentucky as follows. A new section of the City of Radcliffe Code of Ordinances is created to read as follows. Section 1, definitions. The following words, terms, and/or phrases when used in this ordinance shall have the meanings ascribed to them in this section, except where the context clearly indicates a different meaning. Fireworks shall have the same meaning as in KRS 227.700. Consumer fireworks shall have the same meaning as in KRS 227.702 and shall include ground and handheld sparkling devices such as dipstick sparklers, wire sparklers, cylindrical fountains, cone fountains, illuminating torches, wheels, ground spinners, flitter sparklers, and toy smoke devices as defined in KRS 227.7021, and shall include aerial devices such as skyrockets, bottle rockets, missile-type rockets, helicopters, aerial spinners, Roman candles, mines, shells, aerial shell kits with reloadable tubes as defined in KRS 227.7022, and shall include audible ground devices such as firecrackers, salutes, and chasers as defined in KRS 227.7023. Section 2, use of fireworks. The use of fireworks, including consumer fireworks, is allowed only as set forth herein. The use of any fireworks other than consumer fireworks, including display fireworks as defined in KRS 227.706, are subject to the applicable restrictions of state and federal law and are further allowed within the city only with written approval of the city's fire chief or his designee. Section 3, fireworks in city limits. Fireworks and consumer fireworks shall be used, ignited, fired, or exploded in the city limits of the city of Radcliffe only as follows. Section A, fireworks and consumer fireworks must be handled, stored, used, possessed, and sold in accordance with all applicable federal, state, and local law. B, consumer fireworks may only be used, ignited, fired, or exploded on the following days: July 3rd, July 4, the Friday and Saturday immediately preceding July 4, and the Friday and Saturday immediately following July 4. On these days, consumer fireworks may only be used, ignited, fired, or exploded during the 13-hour period from 11 o'clock a.m. until midnight the same day. Consumer fireworks may also be used, ignited, fired, or exploded during the 3-hour period between 10 o'clock p.m. December 31 until 1 o'clock a.m. January 1. Fireworks other than consumer fireworks, including display fireworks as defined in KRS 227.706, may only be used, ignited, fired, or exploded at dates and times within the city as delineated by written permit issued by the state fire marshal, the city's fire chief, or his designee. C, no person may use, ignite, fire, or explode any fireworks or consumer fireworks as defined in KRS 227.702, 2 and 3 if they are under the age of 18 or within 200 feet of any structure, motor vehicle, whether operational or non-operational, or any person other than the person who is using, igniting, firing, or exploding the fireworks or consumer fireworks as defined in KRS 227.702, or where the use of such fireworks places that person in violation of any other law, regulation, or ordinance. Section 4, prior to the sale of permissible consumer fireworks, every person, partnership, association, company, corporation, limited liability company, business, or entity engaged in such sales shall prominently display a copy of this ordinance on paper no smaller than 8.5 inches by 11 inches with 12-point font at each cash register and in each area where consumer fireworks are displayed for sale. Section 5, penalties. Violation of this article shall be deemed a violation, and upon conviction, the violator shall be fined not less than $20, nor more than $250 plus court costs. Any person violating this article may also be found guilty of a civil offense. The civil fine shall be not less than $20, nor more than $250. The civil fine shall be paid directly to the city. If the fine is not paid, then the city may recover the fine in a civil action in a court or board of proper jurisdiction. The city may also obtain injunctions or abatement orders to ensure compliance with this article or pursue administrative remedies when appropriate, including injunctions and abatement proceedings. That is a first reading, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. That is all of the old business and the new business. We now come to citizen comments, and we have, is Ms. Laretha Carter here? I think you want to talk about extended hours per business.
Yes.
Okay, please come forward, have a seat, and state your name, and pull that microphone up close enough to you that we can hear you.
I think it's close enough. Everyone hear me? Yes, my name is Laretha Carter. I am the co-owner of Jazz and Jokes, which is locally next door. And I'm here to petition the council for extended hours. The reason being, instead of 1 o'clock, is 3 o'clock, Friday and Saturday. I have a business partner. He is unable to be here for a family emergency out of town. And what we're doing is asking for the extended hours simply because we've been incident-free. We've been there for 2 years now. We've been incident-free. We've also connected with the local cab companies to 450/50 for anyone that needs a cab or taxi home. We've noticed in that time frame when we're closing at 1 o'clock that most of the patrons that leave leave and drive to Louisville, to facilities that are open that much longer. So in order to try and keep them here, I can put them in a taxi for Vine Grove, Radcliffe, or E-Town. But for them to be having drinking and coming back on the roads from Louisville is just not safe for our residents. So that's what I'm looking out for. We've also, like I said, been incident-free. We have security. We've not had any calls for police officers or anyone to come by. And forgive me, I'm nervous. But like I said, and we're trying to, for just Jazz and Jokes, submitted a written statement. I'm not sure of the date, but we've yet to hear anything from, anything from that. So that's why we're here, I'm here, to petition the council to consider extended hours. So, and what we do is we do a comedy show and we do jazz, live jazz, or so that's how we do the business. So
I don't think you can appear before the council and make this request verbally.
okay,
I think you're going to have to put your request in writing, and I'm sure that your request is going to have to be approved by Alcohol and Beverage Control before we could even considering it by the city council, but I'm not sure of all that. I do know that we can't act on anything that you give us verbally.
I understand that.
But our
That's
attorney here will find out exactly what you will have to do, and if he can't tell you now, he will be able to tell you at some later point. Do I have that right, Mr. Schneid?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
well. Thank you for listening to me, and that was the purpose of at least approaching the council and seeing what my options were, what the procedure were for doing
Do
this.
you have a contact number?
Yes, 270-300-3913. And that's my cell number. My business partner's number is 270-300-0373. And his name is Ozell Robertson.
If you would, you can come here anytime during the hours that we are normally open.
Okay.
Come to this floor, the window just outside of here. If you're going outside of me on your left, that's our alcohol and beverage control person that would handle a request like that, and that's your starting point.
Okay, that's what I was saying. We'd submitted a letter, and I wasn't sure if that had gotten through to the council or through to the attorney. We had submitted a written request. So, okay,
All right?
thank
Any
you.
other
Thank you.
questions or something we can do for you?
Any-
Okay, that's what you need to do. Okay?
Thank you very much,
Okay.
Mayor.
Thank you.
Thank you, council.
Thank you.
And Ms. Donna Smalls, you are next, and you want to talk to us about fair hiring practices for Radcliffe. State your name and address, would you, for the record here?
My name is Donna Smalls. My address is 679 Blackjack Road, Radcliffe, Kentucky. I've come to ask a question basically about fair hiring practices for the city of Radcliffe. Where would citizens find the opportunity to apply for jobs that are available in the city? And if the city has a standard operating procedure for how hiring is conducted?
Okay, is that all you wanted to say?
Yes,
Because I'm about to answer that question for you.
thank you.
If you have anything else to say, please do it now, and then I'll tell you what I've prepared.
Okay,
Okay?
go ahead.
Okay. Thank you, Ms. Smalls. Okay, you can go back and take your seat. I'm just gonna talk. I think you'd be more comfortable back there. Okay. And what I'm gonna tell you is about applying for a position with the city of Radcliffe. And since January the 1st of 2015, the city has hired 32 new people. When I gathered that data, I found out that that's more than I thought that we had hired. Those positions were filled after they were advertised by way of local or social media, or after being offered in-house, or filled from a standing employee application file that we maintained for 1 year, or filed by a temporary employee who had proved his or her potential, or filed through networking. And networking is a process frequently described as the good old boy network. I don't like the term. So the good old boy network in Ratcliffe is about to go away. According to KRS 83A 130, paragraph 9, the mayor shall be the appointing authority with power to appoint and remove. There's no other guidance that can be found in the KRS. That is it. There has been no written policy or directive related to filling vacancies during my term or the term of the past 2 mayors. So for the last 14 years at least, and probably long before that, there has been no written policy. It has become a recent concern for the city council, and I have listened to and digested their concerns. Recently, a grade 6 position was filled by advertising in-house. The grade 5 position that came available as a result of that was advertised in-house but not selected from an in-house employee. The selection was made without advertising in local or social media. That hire was my responsibility, and it was my decision. All of the 32 jobs that have been filled in the past 2.5 years were good jobs with good benefits. All city jobs have retirement benefits, health insurance, and limited dental benefits. I encourage any Ratcliffe City citizen, and I encourage that starting tonight, who is looking for a job